guys, I hope that you are well. Just a reminder, Creditizens.com is the mintable app, and you can also mint those NFTs from the smart contract on Polygon Scan. You'll get some details on the description. So in the description I'll be putting directly, I don't know if I can do that, but I'm going to try to put the script. There will be one script to run at the end. So I've customized it, try to put all in one file and to run it using a shell command. Okay, let's get started now. How are we going to do? We're going to make a remote free cloud computer, access from anywhere. So it will be in the Linux distribution Ubuntu, 4 CPUs, 23 gigabytes of memory, the RAM, and 193 gigabytes of volume. That will be the disk. A little disclaimer, so it's been working perfectly until now for me, as we can't predict the future organization decisions. So future organization, I mean Oracle Cloud, so we keep an eye on the Oracle Cloud future changes that might affect you. It is your responsibility to make informed research and stay updated. This is just an educational tutorial, so let's get started. So what computer are we gonna create? So as I told you before, it will be a Linux distribution Ubuntu 20.04, CPUs, 23 gigabytes of RAM and 193 gigabytes of volume size. So there are some requirements that you create an Oracle Cloud account. When you create that account, you will be prompted to provide your credit card details. It will be free, but they need the credit card details to just confirm that it's a real credit card. So you need to put your real details, address, and credit card number. Okay. So after that, after having created your account, get the approval, you'll be able to access the console, or cloud console. You need to choose your zone, I mean the region, which region actually you're going to be placing that computer. You won't be able to change it after, so choose it depending on where you live or your interest. For example, me, I put it on the US because I need this instance to run for marketing purposes in the US. So here you go into the create compute instance. So you can just tap it on the search bar, create an instance. After you'll be in this page. So you just give it a name. So I'm gonna name my instance Ubuntu 20.4 instance. I'm using the root compartment. You can create your own compartment, another one, which is not the root, but that's how Oracle Cloud works. So everything is inside the compartment. After that, we're gonna go and edit here the placement. We're gonna start doing the configurations. So we're gonna start with the shapes. There are different shapes, but the one providing you the most CPUs and memory will be the Ampere. I know it's ARM based, it's more like a Raspberry Pi or Mac computer. I prefer AMD, but you will have just to adapt to it and use the Ampere ARM based processor. After that, here the shape here will be the free tier, the one eligible for the free tier. VM standard A1 Flex. So you can see here the CPUs, 4 CPUs, 24 gigabytes. I've actually said that before. I'm going to just show you how to do it. You just need to scroll this button until you reach this one here, which is the 4 CPUs. At the beginning, you will be able to push it, you see, to give you options until 16 CPUs, but that's not, that will be free, just just for the trial period. I suggest you to not use it, to just stay on the free tier. So if you forget about this instance, you won't be charged. So for CPUs, that's what you're eligible. At this date. So you just need to be careful about that if they change the rules in the future. But that's what is eligible at the moment. For CPUs and the amount of memory, it's going to actually move automatically. So when you move the number of CPUs to 4, you'll get 24 gigabytes of RAM. This means that if you want to have 2 instances for free, you can do it by just having less CPUs. So 1 or 2 CPUs, you can do 2 instances with 2 CPUs each, and the memory will be adjusted regarding the settings that you did. So here we're just gonna make one computer, one big master computer where you will be able to work from with 4 CPUs and 24 gigabytes of RAM. So we need to select the image. So images here, canonical Ubuntu. It's eligible for the free tier. So the version is, that's the one they have for the latest version is the 20.04, and the image build will be the latest build. Just grab those ones, you click on it. After that, you need to come back into your terminal. You open your terminal in your computer, and you need to create an SSH key. So we need this key to connect to our instance later on. So how to create that key? SSH -keygen -t RSA, or if you want the longer version to have a longer key, you can add the option /b 2048, but I suggest you just use the simple one, SSH -keygen -t RSA. So you can decide where to store the key, because you will be prompted with different options. I suggest you just leave the default folder and the default options. So you just keep pressing enter. You don't set any password. You press enter, leave it the field blank until a confirmation of key is created. So you get the confirmation that the key is created. So then the key will be .ssh folder in your home directory, and the file is named id_rsa.pub to say public. So you just need to enter this command here, cat, after you use the tilde /id_rsa.pub. So this will show in your terminal what is inside this folder, this file, and you're going to just copy it, because we will need to put it into the Oracle console. So you enter this command and you go back. So here we are back into our browser, into the Oracle Cloud Console. So you go into the field where it says add SSH key, and you're gonna select the option past public key. So you're just gonna pass your key in, and after we're gonna set boot volume option. You're gonna click on specify a custom boot volume size 200. It's the maximum eligible size for the free tier. So you just select, just enter 200. Here there will be maybe by default 50 gigabytes, but you can push it to 200. And after you can also add the option to use in-transit encryption, and that's it. The other one you don't need it. And after you press on the bottom left side the create button. It's going to take a few minutes. For me it took a few minutes. It was pretty quick to to launch the instance, you'll get this dashboard. It's an eye in a green square telling you that the instance is running. You get your public key, so that's the IP address, your public IP address to access to your instance. The username will be Ubuntu. So inside the compartment we have a VNIC, it's like a VPS for Amazon, and you go into the subnet. Inside the subnet we just need to set some rules for and open different ports. Before going to the subnet, I need to congratulate you to have launched your first instance in Oracle Cloud. So let's keep going. Just like and subscribe for the moment. Give you this moment to like and subscribe. So here we are here on the subnet. We just click, on the instance screen. We click on the subnet. We have the security list. So security list, you can see there's a default security list of the VCN. You're gonna click on it. So now we are inside the security list. You'll be able to see on the top left side SL written in a green hexagon. And see here you need to add ingress rule. There's different field: stateless, source, IP protocol, source port range, the destination port range, the type and code, allows, description. I'm just going to give you in this next screen, I'm going to give you the different settings. So you just press here, add ingress rules. So you can pause the video here just to be able to fill it. So you add the ingress rules, the stateless, you say no, source, you open it to the public, so you put 0.0.0.0/0. The protocol is a TCP protocol, the source port range, it's all destination port range 3389, that's the RDP, port. You type and code, you leave it blank, this one, you type and code. You allow TCP traffic for ports 3389, and the description, you just put RDP. Right, so we are here again into the instance. Now you need to get those informations: the public IP address and the username Ubuntu, because we are going to connect to our instance from our terminal. So we are into the terminal. So to connect, the format of the command is SSH, the username, at the public IP address. So here for us, as you can see here, it's SSH Ubuntu at, and we enter the IP address. And you see that few seconds, you need to confirm also. So just because it's your first connection, you need to confirm the fingerprint for the SSH key. So the connection between your computer and the Oracle Cloud, put the public SSH key into the Oracle computer instance, and in your computer you have the private key. So this will authenticate you, give you the permission to connect. So you just say yes after having done the command SSH Ubuntu at IP address. You just enter yes, and you'll see the details of your instance, and you see that you are connected as a Ubuntu at, and the name that you give to the instance. So we need to start some configurations to enter. So we're gonna first update all the packages before starting the installation. So sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade y. So you just enter this in one line, and the y is just to validate every prompt asking us yes or no. after that, we're gonna install the Ubuntu desktop, so the XRDP. This is to connect remotely from your Windows computer. And in my research in different blogs, I've seen that people are also installing Stacer. Stacer, it gives you the opportunity to see how much memory, storage, and CPU you're consuming. So this is good to monitor, just to know if you still if you have some problems that something is not working. You can check that to see if you're still in the free tier, because you won't be able to go above what is permissible. So you enter this command. The format is sudo apt-get install Ubuntu desktop XRDP Stacer, and again you put this option -y to just validate all the different prompts. That might ask you if you want to use space or not. This installation might take some time, this 10 to 15 minutes. So you create the password after this installation. When the terminal is available, you enter sudo passwd, so password Ubuntu. And this is the user Ubuntu. You're just gonna enter safe password, something long, a bit complicated, because this will be how you're gonna access to your instance remotely. And after that, you just need to reboot. So sudo reboot, instance gonna reboot, take into consideration all the different installations that you did. So from here, you're gonna lose the connection with the remote instance. Later on, when we're gonna log in remotely, we'll need that password. So keep it safe, don't lose it. Otherwise, you will need to destroy and do everything again. So we have already set ingress rule for RDP and port 3389. So backup extra layers of firewalls. There are some different layers that we need to get rid of. So command, it's all in one line. So you do sudo, you copy those IP table rules, those to a backup. So you just copy them into the backup, and you truncate them. So you just get rid of those rules. So if you want later on to restore those IP table rules, there are different commands here that I left for you. So sudo IP table restore, and you send actually the backup with this command, and it's gonna backup. It's gonna bring everything back to the initial state. So if you want to add the previous rules, keeping the current ones, or if you have created new rules but you want still to add the previous one, there's another command that I left here for you. Sudo iptable restore with the option n, and the same, you send this backup into that file. So you just do this in one command. After that, it will be just a quick explanation. Linux toolkit checks track what users are doing. So this is why we're doing the next command, and it checks if you are authorized to perform some actions. But we have a problem because we're connecting from a remote computer using RDP. Won't be able to access with super user authentication, so we don't have that permission. So this tells the toolkit to continue without requiring the authentication prompt over RDP connection. So we remove this color policy. The command is here, it's sudo run, just to get rid of it. User share, that's where it is, toolkit /1/actions/ alt.free desktop not color policy. So you just rm that, just remove that. So now we have set a computer, but how do we connect from Windows desktop? So anywhere you are, maybe you gonna find a Windows computer that you wanna connect to your instance because you need to do something or you need to use that computer. You can connect remotely. Just use the search bar. So you tap on the icon, the Windows icon, your keyboard, and after on the bottom left part there will be a search bar. You enter RDP. That search bar is gonna give you some options. You choose the one named Open Remote Desktop, and you choose the option to open it as an administrator. You fill in the IP, the username. So there will be different fields to fill, and you just click connect. But for the first time, there are some more options to select. This is my computer. See on the bottom left RDP. Tap it, this option, remote desktop connection, run as an administrator. You are here in the general settings. That's where you enter your IP address and username. So you don't connect. Before connecting the first time, you need to go to resources tab. See on the top here, there's different tabs: general, display, local resources, experience, advanced. You choose local resources tab. You make sure that the clipboard is clicked, so you can use the option copy and paste from your local computer to the remote instance. So you can do copy and paste, which is very helpful. And there's an option also for more options. You click on it and you make sure that only the ports are selected. All of the rest you just need to unselect it. After, from here you can connect. So I just passed all the screens of validation. So you just connect. After press connect, it's going to ask you for your password, the one that you've set before. You enter that password and you'll get the first screen of the Ubuntu UI interface. You pass the tutorial at the beginning and you skip it. But there's something very important you need to do is to go to the settings. You need to disable the lock screen, so screen lock. So you go into settings, privacy, screen lock, and here you turn all the options off. So black screen delay, never. Automatic screen, no. So everything needs to be turned off. So this prevents issues with the lock screen. When the screen locks, if you want to access your computer remotely, you won't be able to unlock it. So you just get rid of this option. Here I just want to show you very quickly Stacer, how useful it is. You can open the application because it's already installed in your Ubuntu instance. You can see here we have 4 CPUs, the memory 23 gigabytes, and we have the disk, which is at 193 gigabytes. So that's how you monitor your usage on a daily basis. So the last step is to get the remote computer sound, because you won't be able to listen to anything because the sound you need to install it. You need to do some different installations for that. I just merged all the scripts in one, and I added some different lines. Also change some configurations files. So the last step is to get the remote computer sound working from your local computer and finish the configuration of the port. 3389 for RDP. So you create a file from your cloud Ubuntu, so from your instance. You create a file in, and you paste the script inside. The script will be in the description. If the script is not in the description, I will leave a link in the description to get the script. So you just do from your terminal in your Oracle instance, sudo nano sound installation.sh. So that's the name I gave to the file, but you gave it the name that you want. But it has to be a .sh if you want to use a shell to install it. And after you do Control Shift V That's how you're gonna actually paste it into the terminal. So into that file, which will be open in your terminal. You paste the script. After you do Ctrl S to save, or Ctrl X to exit the file. So there's different way to exit the file. If you by mistake do Ctrl X, you'll be prompted that with confirmation that you want to save the file. So you just press on Y to say yes, and you press enter. It will also save. After, you just need to make the installation sudo sh sound _installation.sh. So any name that you give to that file, just install it, and the installation will start. So from that, you'll be able, after this installation, you'll be able to hear remotely any video that you launch in your instance. Alright, so that's how you set your computer. Enjoy it, and that everything is working fine for you. See you next time then.